Agent, I am Prosecutor Phil Jones. I wonder, for the benefit of the court, could you please just introduce yourself, please?
My name is Jim Halfpenny. I'm presenting the forensic report.
Okay, thank you. I wonder if you could just explain what qualifies you to conduct work in this field and to provide evidence.
I've previously taken the certified computer examiner course. I did not take the exam. Do not hold that qualification, but I have some training in forensics, and I have detailed the methodology in the report for review.
Okay. So your methods could stand up to scrutiny, peer review, and if a defence expert wished to replicate your findings, they could do so?
Yes, they could.
Okay, thank you. I wonder if you could explain for me, please, how you first became involved in the investigation relating to Mr. Cavendish.
We were referred as a technical resource to examine an evidence item.
What's that item you're referring to?
This is article WW1, which is a BlackBerry 9700 mobile phone, colour black.
Okay, if we can just go backwards a little bit first, I wonder if you could explain for the court how the BlackBerry was identified as being a device of interest, if you like.
When the defendant was, at the time of his arrest, he was found in possession of this device.
Right. And why was the defendant arrested?
The defendant was arrested in response to an investigation into theft of money from a bank account. He was the principal suspect at the time.
Okay. I wonder if you could explain for us how the defendant was identified as being a principal suspect. If we could just start at the beginning.
Yep.
So when the law enforcement agency was initially notified that a crime had occurred, which was that a computer was compromised in order to facilitate the stealing of money from an online bank account, how did the inquiries of the agency lead you to identify Mr. Cavendish?
Mr. Cavendish was shown to be in possession of a laptop owned by the victim in this case. It was believed that this laptop had been infected with malware while it was in possession of the repair company.
Mr. Jones, can you have your witness explain malware to the court, please?
Yes.
Apologies, yes, sir. Malware is any computer software that is designed with a malicious intent and not a legitimate intent of the user.
Thank you.
Would the court may have heard of this perhaps described as a virus in some way?
Yes, that's a good description, or more, perhaps more correctly, a Trojan horse or Trojan.
Okay. Now, how do we think? Can you offer any explanation or indication as to how the virus might have arrived on the victim's computer?
I did not do an examination on the computer itself.
Were you provided with any information about that, though?
We weren't. At this point, I'm going to use one of my. So, do I have to nominate one person?
No, you can just turn around and speak. Huddle.
Okay, so. Would you mind repeating the question?
Yes. How do we think that the victim's computer became infected with the virus?
Mm-hmm.
Quickly, please.
Yes, so we have an eyewitness statement showing the defendant being in possession of the device and attaching a BlackBerry smartphone to this device.
Right.
The examination.
Thank you. That clears that. With regards to the existence of some data that revealed that a BlackBerry device was connected to that computer, is there any data that can be referred to which indicates that the BlackBerry was, or a memory card was connected to the victim's computer?
Yes,
What would that be?
There is information on the computer that shows that an SD card was attached to this, an SD card being a memory card.
Where was that information contained specifically?
That information was recovered from the Windows registry.
Right. What is the Windows registry?
The Windows registry is a store of system information on the PC.
All right. Would that be something that you might call configuration files?
Yes, that's accurate.
Okay. Subsequently, Mr. Cavendish was arrested and found to be in possession of a BlackBerry mobile phone. Were you tasked with the examination of that phone?
We were.
How did you go about your examination?
We checked the exhibit in question from the evidence room and examined it and confirmed that seal 123123 was on and intact. We opened this phone and we performed data acquisition on this phone and on the memory card contained within it separately.
If you could just summarise what your remit was in order to conduct this examination, what specifically were you seeking to find?
We were seeking to find any evidence that linked the attachment of this device to it with the installation of malicious software with the intent of stealing money from the bank account.
Okay. What tools did you use to conduct your examination?
We initially used a data acquisition tool to take information from the phone and separately from the SD card, the memory card found within. We tested this device before and after to ensure that we could not write data back to the devices. We've also taken a checksum of the evidence.
Checksum, Mr. Halfpenny, what's that?
If I may, the checksum is a cryptographic. The checksum is basically a number we can use to verify that we have not altered the evidence. Somebody else can take that evidence, run the same check, come up with the same number, and we can prove that we have not altered it.
If we may just move on quite a bit, can you indicate to me what was found of evidential worth within the BlackBerry phone?
We found a number of locations where the victim's bank account details were stored. There was a memo note on the phone which contained the bank's account number, sort code, and a piece of text. It may have been a password, but that is not verified at this time. There was also the bank account details within 3 SMS messages that had been sent from the phone. All 3 of these messages also contained a text phrase acknowledging the receipt of a payment.
If I may just ask a specific question, we know that the victim, or we believe that the victim's computer was infected with malware or a virus. Was there anything within the suspect's BlackBerry that linked the suspect or the BlackBerry with that virus infection?
We found a number of hacking tools on this BlackBerry, including tools that are designed to steal information from a computer.
What are those tools?
We found a keylogger on there. Its purpose is to record the keyboard as it's typed. So that would enable you to steal, for instance, a username and password for an online banking system.
Specifically, where was that keylogger stored?
This keylogger was found on the memory card, on the SD memory card.
Okay. Did you find anything that might be connected with the virus itself?
I'll use my other lifeline. Did we find anything connected with the virus itself?
As quick as you can, please, Mr. Halfpenny.
Yeah. We found, as well, to add on to about the discovery of the hacking tools, these tools were found in a virtual safe. So somebody had made an effort to conceal these. This virtual safe was also hidden. So we could see that there was tools with potentially malicious intent on the device, and there was an attempt to conceal them.
Might you be referring to something that we might know as under the term encryption?
That's correct.
Can you explain for the court what might be an easy explanation of what encryption is in 1 or 2 sentences?
If you want to keep information secret, one way of doing it is to encode it so that it cannot be read without a key to unlock it. So encryption basically is hiding the information and providing a key that you can use to unlock it that is very, very difficult for somebody without knowledge of that key to unlock.
And did you find the key?
We did find the key.
And where was it, and what did it look like, this key?
The key was, again, it was disguised. It appeared to be an image file, and that image file was in fact used as the key to unlock the virtual safe.
It appeared to be an image file. I wonder if you can just expand on that.
Time. Thank you very much.